If you wake up tired, the problem isn't your age. I know that may go against everything you've been told, that dragging yourself out of bed in the morning is just part of getting older. But after more than 3 decades working with men in their 60s, 70s, and even their 80s, I can tell you with certainty, it's not the number of candles on your last birthday cake that's stealing your energy. The real reason you feel drained the moment your eyes open has much more to do with what's happening in the final 30 minutes before you fall asleep, and the first 30 minutes after you wake up. These 2 short windows can either set you up for a day of steady energy, or lock you into a cycle of fatigue before you've even stood up. Think about your body like a smartphone. You plug it in at night expecting a full charge in the morning. But instead of 100%, you wake up to find it sitting at 20%, already in low power mode. Something has been draining that charge overnight, and how you start your morning is either helping you recharge, or draining you further. Here's the good news, you can change this. I'm going to share with you a simple, proven morning formula I've given to hundreds of men over 60. It's not about gimmicks or expensive supplements. It's about a few small, specific actions that wake up your brain, prime your circulation, and give your hormones the right signal to fire. Men who follow it tell me they get out of bed feeling steady on their feet, clear in their minds, and energized, without needing 3 cups of coffee just to function. Stay with me, because by the end of this conversation, you'll know exactly how to wake up without feeling drained, and how to start your day already ahead, not playing catch-up. You probably know this feeling all too well. The alarm goes off. You open your eyes. And instead of feeling refreshed, you feel heavy. Your head is cloudy. Your legs feel like they've been glued to the mattress. Even sitting up takes more effort than it should. Most men over 60 think this is just part of aging. But in reality, these drained mornings are often the result of a handful of small, silent factors that add up over time, and the good news is, every single one of them is fixable. Here are the most common ones I see. 1. Overnight dehydration. Your body loses water every night through breathing and sweating, even if you don't notice it. By morning, your blood is a little thicker, your circulation a little slower, and your brain is running on less fluid than it needs. That's a recipe for sluggish thinking and low energy before your feet even hit the floor. 2. Poor oxygen circulation. When we sleep, especially if we stay in one position too long, our breathing can become shallow and our circulation slows down. Less oxygen-rich blood reaches your brain and muscles, leaving you groggy and stiff when you wake up. 3. Hormone dips. Overnight. Testosterone, growth hormone, and cortisol all follow daily rhythms. If those rhythms are disrupted by poor sleep quality, inconsistent bedtimes, or late-night eating, you wake up with low drive, low alertness, and that, still tired, feeling. 4. Late-night habits that sabotage sleep. Bright screens, heavy meals, caffeine, alcohol. These can all cut into your deep sleep, which is when your body does the bulk of its repair work. Even if you get 7 or 8 hours in bed, poor quality sleep means you're starting the day half recovered. 5. Blood sugar swings. If your last meal before bed is loaded with simple carbs or sugar, your blood sugar can spike and crash overnight. That crash can wake you up at odd hours or leave you feeling drained by morning. Here's the thing, none of these issues are permanent. And when you know what's causing your morning drain, you can fix it. I've seen men go from stumbling into the kitchen half asleep to waking up with steady energy in just a couple of weeks, simply by adjusting how they prepare for sleep and how they handle the first few minutes after waking. Next, I'll introduce myself properly, explain why you can trust the plan I'm about to give you, and share a quick story of a man who turned his mornings around, so you know this is not theory, it's real life. I'm Dr. Katherine Rocker. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of working with men across America, retired firefighters, engineers, business owners, teachers, veterans. Men who have built careers, raised families, and poured themselves into their communities, but somewhere along the way, started waking up each day feeling like a shadow of themselves. I've sat across from men who used to take on 10-hour workdays without a second thought, who now felt worn out before breakfast. Men who had the will to stay active but not the energy to match it. And almost every one of them said the same thing to me. "Doc, I guess this is just what happens after 60. But I've seen enough to know that isn't true." One of my patients, Richard, was 67 when he first came to see me. He told me, "I don't remember the last time I woke up ready for the day." We didn't put him on a complicated program. Instead, we made a few small, strategic changes to his nighttime routine and the first 15 minutes of his morning. Within 2 weeks, Richard came back and said, "It's like I got a piece of my life back. I'm waking up before the alarm. I feel lighter. I'm not dragging myself into the day anymore. And that's why I'm here talking to you now. My job isn't to hand you a list of things to buy or complicated schedules to follow. My job is to show you how to send the right signals to your body, signals that tell your brain, hormones, and circulation, it's time to wake up and perform." This works for men in their 60s, 70s, even their 80s, because it's built on how the body naturally functions, not on gimmicks. I've seen it work in hundreds of lives. And now, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can make it work in yours. Next, we're going to talk about the 3 morning power systems, the 3 switches you need to flip every morning to wake up energized and stay that way. If you want to wake up feeling alert, steady, and ready for the day, you need to flip 3 switches every morning. Think of your body like a high-performance machine that's been sitting in the garage all night. The engine is fine, the parts are strong, but before you can drive, you have to turn on the systems that make it run smoothly. These are your 3 morning power systems. 1. The hydration system. Refill the tank while you sleep. Your body loses water through breathing and sweating. By the time you wake up, you're already running low, sometimes as much as 1 to 2% of your body weight in water. That might not sound like much, but even mild dehydration can thicken your blood, slow circulation, and reduce oxygen delivery to your brain and muscles. It's one of the biggest reasons men wake up groggy and slow to think clearly. How to switch it on. Drink 8 to 10 ounces of water within 10 minutes of waking, before coffee, before breakfast, before anything else. Room temperature or warm water is even better, because it's easier on your stomach and absorbs more quickly. 2. The circulation system. Get the engine running after 6 to 8 hours lying down, your blood flow slows. Muscles, joints, and even your brain aren't getting the oxygen-rich blood they need to fire at full capacity. If you go straight from bed to sitting at the breakfast table or behind the wheel, you're starting your day in low circulation mode. That's like driving with the parking brake half on. How to switch it on. Spend 3 to 5 minutes moving your body as soon as you get up. Gentle stretches, slow marching in place, shoulder rolls, or even walking to the end of the driveway. The goal is to get your heart rate up just enough to push fresh blood to every part of your body. 3. The energy hormone reset. Signal it's time to perform. Your body runs on natural rhythms called circadian cycles. In the morning, you want a gentle rise in cortisol, the get up and go hormone, and testosterone, along with steady blood sugar. If your first move is caffeine on an empty stomach, you might get a short spike in alertness, but you'll also risk a mid-morning crash. What your body really needs is a clear signal. It's time to wake up and work. How to switch it on. Eat a light, protein-rich breakfast within the first hour of waking. This could be eggs, Greek yogurt, a small protein smoothie, or cottage cheese with fruit. Pair it with a few minutes of natural light exposure, Step outside, breathe deeply, and let your eyes take in real daylight. This locks in your body clock, supports hormone balance, and gives you a smoother, more lasting rise in energy. When you activate these three systems, hydration, circulation, and energy hormone, you're not just getting through the morning. You're setting your body up for steady performance all day. Up next, I'll introduce you to 3 real men who transformed their mornings by using these exact systems, and how you can model their results. I've worked with hundreds of men over the years, and while their backgrounds are different, their morning struggles are surprisingly similar. The good news? The same core strategies work, no matter your age, history, or fitness level. Let me introduce you to 3 of them. Frank, 69, no more morning fog. Frank was a retired engineer from Ohio. Every morning, he'd shuffle to the kitchen, pour his first cup of coffee, and stare at the counter for 20 minutes before he felt awake enough to start the day. We started small, 8 ounces of warm water right after getting out of bed. 3 minutes of deep breathing, focusing on expanding his rib cage and filling his lungs completely. Within a week, Frank told me, "Doc, I'm walking into the kitchen already alert. I don't need to babysit my coffee anymore. It's just part of the routine, not my lifeline." Leon, 72, looser, lighter mornings. Leon, a former truck driver from Texas, complained that his mornings were stiff and slow. He'd sit on the edge of the bed, knees aching, back tight, feeling like it would take an hour to loosen up. We added 5 minutes of gentle stretches before anything else, rolling his shoulders, rotating his hips, and bending side to side. Standing up and walking to the porch to get natural light for a few minutes. 2 weeks later, he said, "I'm moving like I'm 10 years younger in the morning. My joints aren't holding me hostage anymore." Robert, 66, energy that lasts until lunch. Robert was still working part-time at his carpentry shop in Florida. His problem wasn't waking up, it was staying energized. By 10:30, he was yawning and grabbing a second cup of coffee, which only made him crash again later. We switched his first meal to a small protein smoothie with Greek yogurt, berries, and a handful of spinach. Followed by stepping outside for 5 minutes of sunlight. In less than 2 weeks, Robert told me, "I'm steady all the way to lunch now. I don't even think about coffee until the afternoon, and sometimes I skip it completely." Frank, Leon, and Robert didn't change their entire lives overnight. They made small, targeted changes to the first 15 to 30 minutes of their day, and those changes set the tone for everything that followed. Next, I'm going to give you the 5-step energized morning routine, a simple checklist you can follow tomorrow to start seeing results yourself. You don't need an hour-long workout or a complicated ritual to feel good in the morning. What you need is a short, targeted routine that flips on the same 3 power systems we just talked about: hydration, circulation, and energy hormone reset. Here's the plan I give my patients, and you can start it tomorrow. 1. Hydrate immediately before coffee, before breakfast, before anything. Drink 8 to 10 ounces of water within 10 minutes of waking. This thins your blood, improves circulation, and delivers oxygen to your brain faster. Room temperature or warm water is ideal because it's easier on your system and absorbs more quickly. 2. Move your joints. Spend 3 to 5 minutes doing gentle stretches or movements. Roll your shoulders, circle your hips, bend side to side, or march in place. This wakes up your muscles, lubricates your joints, and gets fresh blood moving after hours of stillness. 3. Open your lungs. Take 1 to 2 minutes for deep, controlled breathing. Inhale through your nose for a slow count of 4, hold for 2, exhale through your mouth for 6. This oxygenates your blood, clears morning fog, and signals your body to switch into alert mode. 4. Eat a protein boost within the first hour of waking. Have a light, protein-rich breakfast. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese with fruit, or a small protein smoothie all work. Protein steadies your blood sugar, supports hormone balance, and gives you longer-lasting energy than sugary cereals or pastries. 5. Get natural light exposure. Step outside for 5 minutes. No sunglasses if possible, so natural light can hit your eyes. This sets your body's internal clock, helps regulate your hormones, and improves your mood and alertness for the rest of the day. This routine takes 10 to 15 minutes total, but it can completely change how you feel for the next 10 to 15 hours. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about sending your body the right morning signals, in the right order, every single day. Next, I'll show you how to start tomorrow even if you don't have time, a 3-minute mini version that delivers results fast. I know what some of you might be thinking. Doc, that 10 to 15 minute routine sounds great, but my mornings are already packed. Here's the truth. You don't need the full routine on day 1 to start feeling better. You just need the minimum effective dose to flip those 3 morning power systems into on mode. And that only takes 3 minutes. Step 1, water first, 45 seconds. As soon as you get out of bed, drink 8 ounces of water. No sipping slowly, just get it in. This single step starts rehydrating your blood and sending oxygen to your brain. Step 2, move something, 90 seconds. Pick 3 simple movements: shoulder rolls, marching in place, and side bends. Do each for about 30 seconds. You'll feel your heart rate come up just enough to push blood through your whole body. Step 3, light in your eyes, 45 seconds. Step outside, onto your porch, balcony, or even just by an open window. Let natural light hit your eyes, no sunglasses if possible. Take a few deep breaths while you're there. This signals your body clock that it's morning, boosting alertness and hormone balance. That's it, 3 minutes from start to finish. You'll notice a difference even with this mini version, and once you feel that boost, it's a lot easier to build toward the full 5-step routine. Next, I'll walk you through the morning timeline, 7, 14, and 30 days so you know exactly when to expect the changes to kick in. One of the first things men ask me is, Doc, how long before I actually feel a difference? The good news is, your body responds quickly, especially when you give it the right morning signals in the right order. Here's what most men experience when they commit to the routine, even the 3-minute mini version. After 7 days, the first shift you wake up feeling a little lighter and less foggy. It's easier to get moving without dragging yourself to the coffee pot. Your joints feel looser, and your brain feels more online in the first hour. After 14 days, noticeable momentum. Morning stiffness is reduced. You start the day more comfortable. Your energy lasts longer into the afternoon without a big crash. You're more alert in conversations and tasks early in the day. You begin to actually look forward to mornings. After 30 days, the new normal. Waking up energized feels natural, not forced. You've built momentum. Hydrating, moving, breathing, fueling, and getting light is part of your autopilot routine. Friends or family might comment, "You seem sharper, what are you doing differently?" Your confidence grows because you know you can control how your day starts, and how you feel all day long. And remember, these results aren't magic. They're the outcome of consistent, smart habits. Every morning you follow the plan, you're stacking another win on top of the day before. Next, I'll leave you with the no more drained mornings promise, the final push to start tomorrow and never look back. Waking up tired doesn't have to be your normal. It's not a life sentence, and it's not something you're doomed to accept just because you've passed 60. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s completely change the way they start their day. They went from dragging themselves out of bed and stumbling through the morning, to waking up steady, clear-headed, and ready to move. And it didn't happen with complicated workouts or expensive supplements. It happened because they made a choice to send their body the right signals every single morning. That's what I want for you. A morning where you open your eyes and actually feel rested. A morning where you stand up without stiffness locking your joints. A morning where you don't have to chase energy all day because you've built it from the moment you woke up. So here's my promise. If you start tomorrow, just 3 minutes for the mini version, or 10 minutes for the full routine, you will feel the difference. Maybe it's subtle at first, a little more clarity, a little more energy. But keep going. Stack the days. By week 4, mornings will feel like they belong to you again. You're not broken. You're not out of fuel. You just need the right ignition sequence, and now you have it. So tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, drink your water, move your body, open your lungs, fuel your muscles, and step into the light. Do it, and you'll never want to go back to the old way. Because after 60, you can still own your mornings, and when you own your mornings, you own your day.